Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's 5 p.m. Central Time here in the Panhandle of Florida, and the K1 the chat stream has started. I'm Diego, and my prometida is Karina, and Karina lives in Bogota, Colombia, way up in the Andes Mountains, in the cold, high altitudes of the mountains. And I live in hot and sweaty Florida near Pensacola, just north of Navarre Beach. And Navarre Beach is where we are going to get married. Okay? We get married on Navarre Beach as soon as our K1 visa gets approved. Hopefully, it gets approved. Our NOA1 letter is dated April 18th, 2022. I don't keep track of range numbers because USCIS is not following range numbers. They're approving visas left, right, and center without any consideration for the range number. So I forget about the range number, okay? Let's say hi to LSV TV, Liberian. Hi, Diego. Hi, LSV. Achor in Algeria. Hello, Mr. Diego. Hi, Achor in beautiful Algeria. Susie is here. Goldames, Susie Goldames. Hi, Diego. Hi, Susie. And LSV TV, Liberian, Stars View, got their NOA2 letter. So they got their approval for their K1 visa. So the next step is the National Visa Center. So kick back, put your feet up, and wait for a couple of months for the USCIS boys and girls to mail your approved visa package to the MVC. And Archor sends congratulations to LSV TV, Archor. So we got Archor in Algeria. Now, there are still folks out there, ladies and gentlemen, who are waiting for their K1 visas to get adjudicated with NOA1 letters dated in November and December 2021. And this is, they're concerned that maybe USCIS has forgotten about you, but they haven't forgotten about you. But your visas require more work, okay? And, remember, USCIS put this 16.5-month window out there. Well, the majority, 80% of all visas right now are getting approved or denied or whatever the case may be in 12 to 13 months. But there's some out there that still need to be looked at, okay? And that's why they say, as in USCIS says, 80% are being approved right now, but there's 20% which are not. Now, I'm seeing NOA2 letters getting approved for folks from 20th of April 2022, 21st, 18th, 19th of April 2022. And my NOA2 letter is dated 18 April 2022. But am I getting angry or sad or miserable because I have not received an NOA2 letter yet? No. There's a lot of stuff that immigration has to look at in my K1 visa package. There's a bunch of stuff. Remember, this is my second K1 visa. So they're going to have to go through the history of the first K1 visa that I submitted back in 2016. Make sure that it was washed out of the system properly. There's there's nothing nefarious in there. They got to make sure that my divorce decree is finalized by a judge. So there's a lot of things that they have to do with my K1 visa package. So I am not getting overly excited that I haven't received an NOA2 letter yet, because there's a lot of stuff they got to look at in my visa package. So I don't get upset. I'm just waiting. I do like this. I'm just waiting for them to adjudicate the visa. But there are folks out there in November, December 2021 still waiting also. And for you guys, all I can say is be strong, hang in there. Immigration has not forgotten about you. They haven't forgotten about you. They are just digging deep into your K1 visa package. You could be in countries which have a high rate of visa fraud, okay? Does that mean your visa is fraudulent? No, not at all. But it means that you're in that barrel of monkeys, okay, where they're going to do more investigating before they send you a letter. We have messages. We have Arrow, Comoni, Frederick, John. Thanks for always educating me. I will pull you guys over the finish line and help you with this visa process. It's not easy. It's difficult. If it were easy, everybody would do it. but not everybody can do it. And Archor says, like the live stream, everyone. Yeah, give me a like if you like the live stream. Imran Hussein, I'm traveling to my country in 5 days. Okay, Imran, very good. You have a safe trip. Keep all your evidence. Keep all your boarding passes. Get lots of photographs together with family and friends. Keep your receipts at restaurants, etc. Okay? Let's see here. Aaron Comoni, Frederick John, NOA1, January 25th, 2023. There you go. You're in a January boat. You're waiting. We're waiting. And there's lots of people still waiting. And all I can try to explain to you guys is that immigration has to respond to your package, your K-1 visa package. Imran Hussein, yours NOA2 was July of 2022. Okay. So you are 3 months ahead into the future. So I'm 3 months ahead of you. Okay. So you, Imran, you should be hearing from immigration, assuming no RFEs or anything like that, probably by July or August of this year. Okay. By July or August, it takes about a year to 13 months right now. The total K-1 visa package from K-1, from NOA1 to the getting your visa in your passport, Ms. Beneficiary, right now is about 22 months. Okay, that's everybody included, including countries like Pakistan, Nigeria, Mexico, Sudan, Juarez, etc. Okay, Imran Hussein, people scaring me. What are you? Who's scaring you, Imran? You're not scared of anybody. You get your K-1 visa. Don't be scared by other people. I got approved April 18th. Okay, but no I-797. Oh, just you got to get. Yeah, they should mail it to you. They should have mailed it to you. Archor. LSV TV. Mine took 13 months to get approved. There you go. 13 months is good. It's not 16, 17, 18 months. But there are some people who I got pollen on my shirt. There are some people still waiting out there from November, December of 2021. Let's see. Aro Komoni, I'm waiting till next year, but we are having fun taking trips and vacation for now. Yeah, go on vacation. If you wait till next year, your visa, if you apply next year for your K-1 visa, it will be within 6 to 8 months, NOA1 to NOA2. Then you just got to wait for the NVC to do their part, and then you just got to wait for the embassy to get a schedule an interview or get space for you to schedule an interview. Imran, they are saying the embassy is delaying visas. Well, they're not delaying visas. They're just trying to catch up with the backlog. See, what happens is you get your NOA2 letter, and the NVC will receive your K-1 visa package from the USCIS. Now, USCIS may sit on it for 2 or 3 months in California or Texas, probably California. They'll sit on it. Then when the NVC, when they get caught up with processing, then the USCIS will mail a batch of visas off to the NVC where they assign case numbers, and then they call the embassies around the world to get you into the embassy. Okay, it takes time. Diego gives accurate updates. Don't listen to too many people. This is the channel of truth. I've got it nailed right down to probably a couple of weeks. Okay. Now look at my case as an example. I haven't received an NOA2 letter yet. You know, Karina's waiting. I'm waiting. But are we angry? Are we sad? No. We know that we're in the queue, and there's, you know, I've got the data here in my phone for how many K-1 visa cases are still left untouched for April 2022. It's over 2,400 K-1 visas at USCIS still sitting on a shelf, okay, that haven't been looked at yet, including mine. So, you know, we just go with the flow. Do like this. Just relax. Don't get excited, okay? Hello, Diego. On the USCIS page, it wrote that the fiancé visa processing time will be 6 months at the end of fiscal year 2023. Do you think this is possible? Okay. Starting in October 2023, that's the fiscal year for USCIS, which is 2024. The U.S. Congress just dumped a ton of money into USCIS's pockets to help to keep the payment going towards the trainees and get everybody qualified, because you don't want immigration officers adjudicating K1 visas who don't know what they're doing. So they got to be trained. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. They got to be trained up. So by October 2024, Congress hopefully gets their budget together. USCIS gets more money. More people get in the training pipeline. And by next year, starting January of 2024, January, February, March, it will be from let's say starting January, because November and December is Thanksgiving and Christmas. So USCIS may slow up a little bit during Christmas month. But January, if you file your K1 visa in January, you'll see a 6-month turnaround from NOA 1 to NOA 2, not 15 months, 14 months. Okay. Let's see here. I got a question. Okay. I am awesome. Hi, we're waiting for our approval. It was October 2022 when we received the receipt number and just kept ourselves busy. Yeah, stay busy, guys. Stay busy. You know, I took a hiatus from. I'm a real estate agent, and I'm not an immigration attorney. I'm not an immigration attorney at all. So I took a time off from selling houses from my real estate job, and now I'm doing these videos for you guys. I took a pay cut to help you guys, because I feel that this is very, 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 very important, that if I can help the world understand this process, they can go out and teach other people how this process works, and there will be less errors, less problems in future K1 visa processing. So if you are a new person putting together a K1 visa, if you go through the channel, you don't have to subscribe to the channel, but if you do, you can find the videos that I've made, and it will help you with your K1 visa process. Lots of people make silly, stupid mistakes, and then they wait a year and get a denial because of silly mistakes. Watch the videos that I make, and I'm not going to say you won't make a silly mistake, but you'll be much better educated on the process. I am awesome. I always watching your videos and updates. It's so informative and positive. Well, sure, this is the positive channel. I don't know if you remember, on Wednesday we had a lady watching us who kept saying, "I'm going to scream because you keep so positive about the updates." I just booted her off the channel, not because I don't want her to watch and learn, but if you are negative about this whole thing, then it's going to make your mind get sick. It's not healthy for you. You got to be positive, and you got to keep in your mind that you're going to get your visa. Okay. Some people will get there quicker than other people. Some people are in embassies around the world, which are faster processing than other people. Like in the Philippines, it's not as easy to get an interview as it is for me in Colombia. Okay. And don't forget your medical exam. Get that done. When you fill out your DS-160, when you get your case status ready, you can start processing your DS-160, looking for a slot to schedule your interview at the embassy. I've made videos about the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad, Iraq, in Guyana, in Peru. I mean, there's over 150 countries that we have an embassy located at. And I'm going to get eventually every single country. I'll make an embassy video about it. So there won't be any reason why you guys cannot figure out how to process your visa at this embassy. From Baghdad, even Sudan, I made a video about Sudan. You can't get a K1 visa processed in Sudan. We closed our embassy. You can understand why. But I made a video on what is the alternative route for you, Mr. Beneficiary in Sudan, Miss Beneficiary, to get a K1 visa. Is the U.S. government going to block you from getting your visa? No, they're going to help you. And I made a video about what they are doing to help you. Lealtad and respeto. Hello, my friend Diego, always spending the live and videos. Well, we're glad you're here. We're glad you're here. And we're always coming up with new stuff, new information to help you get through this process. Now, if you are aged between 18 and 25 and you are a male K1, K2 visa beneficiary, you gotta register with Selective Service when you get to the United States. Okay, You got to register with Selective Service, which means that the U.S. military can find you if we need you in the case of an emergency. Okay? When you become a green card holder, you got to, within 30 days, you got to register with Selective Service. I made a video about it, and I'll publish it live tonight at midnight. Okay? So you guys can watch that if you want. Let's see. Make a video about the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria. I think I did, Erica Roney. I think I made one about Nigeria. Go through and check, and if I haven't, I will. But I'm pretty sure I did. LK, anyways, to check your NVCK status, you have an online account, LK. You create an online account. When you get your NOA2 letter, there will be instructions in there on how to set up an online account with the SEAC system where you can check for your ready status, or for your in-transit status, or whatever, okay? Hannah 101, hello, hi Hannah, how are you, Hannah? Janiela James, what age? What age is what, Janiela? I'm old. They have to carbon date me to find out how old I am. Just kidding. Brian Gatward, hi Diego, have you heard anything about getting an RFE to prove you did not meet during an IMB? We mentioned in K1 that we met online, but not where online. Yeah, I got an RFE on my first K1 visa. The first K1 visa that I submitted, okay, everything was done in about 9 months, but I got an RFE from USCIS, and they sent me an RFE that said, you said, Diego, you said you met your beneficiary online, but where online? And I didn't include that in my letter of intent to get married. I just put in the letter of intent to get married that I met her online, but I didn't say what was the name of the website. So I went to my credit card receipts because I purchased a subscription to this website. I went to my old credit card receipt and printed the receipt showing where I paid to join this website. That was evidence that I had joined the website. Okay, you got to have evidence. Then I wrote a letter saying that I met my K1 visa beneficiary online on this website. And here is the copy of my credit card receipt saying where I purchased my subscription. And this online website is not an IMBR, okay? Marriage broker. They're looking for marriage brokers. If you meet somebody through a marriage broker, there are all kinds of hoops that you have to jump through that immigration wants to be satisfied with. So that's why they asked me for that. How long did it take for them to process the RFE they sent to me in 2016? Took them 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, they opened up my RFE package. They read my letter. They saw the cover sheet was put on top of the evidence. The evidence was, here is where I met my beneficiary online. Here's where I paid for the subscription to the website. Immigration was happy. It wasn't a marriage broker. They approved my visa, and boom. But that boom has gone away. I'm done with that boom. I'm on number 2. Okay, let's see. Imran Hussein. I got engaged over the phone. Is that okay? Sure, it's okay. But you need to go to your beneficiary's country and have an engagement party. Have a little engagement party, a celebration, buy an engagement ring, keep the receipt to the engagement ring and include it in your K1 visa package, or, make sure you have that evidence for your embassy interview. Janiela, I'm asking, what age do you have to be to register for Selective Service? 18 to 25 years old. If you are 18 to 25 years old and you are a male K1 visa, K2 visa, CR1, IR1, whatever visa applicant, you have to register with Selective Service. 18 to 25. Okay. If you are a male 18 to 25 years of old and you don't register with Selective Service, you don't do it, USCIS will know about it. They will know because everybody in the government's reporting on everybody else on your case. And if you don't join, if you don't register, you can register at the post office or online. When you go to become an American citizen, immigration will deny you U.S. citizenship because you displayed zero loyalty to the U.S. government by not registering for Selective Service. This applies only to men. Okay, men aged 18 to 25. So make sure if you are 18 to 25, you're watching this video, or you will watch this video in the future, make sure when you get to the USA, you must register with Selective Service within 30 days, or there will be immigration problems for you down the road. Let me see. Brian Gatwood. Thanks, Diego. No problem. I am Samar. You are a perfect friend, Diego. I wish you happiness because you help us and answer our questions. I hope Karina will be with you soon. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Samar. You are our friend too. And like I said, we're waiting just like you guys, okay? Brian, thanks, Diego. You're welcome. Imran, we did. Good job. Hannah 101. I'm good. How are you? I'm a little nervous because I applied for the K1 visa July 2022, and I just noticed my fiance passport wasn't signed. Okay, your fiance passport wasn't signed. Make sure it is signed before he goes to the face-to-face visa interview at the embassy. Don't worry about it right now. Don't worry about it right now. But when you go to the face-to-face, the immigration officer is going to look at the passport. Make sure it is signed at the visa interview, and you will be perfectly all right. You probably won't even get an RFE. I doubt you will get an RFE. Okay, but you need to make sure you have it ready to present to the consular officer at the embassy. Romian March. Hey, Diego. Hi, Romian. How are you? How's everything? Now, don't forget, let us know where you're at when you post. I can remember most of you guys are, but I'm not able to remember everybody. Well, I'll get there. Imran, I sent the videos of my party. I have only one picture with her. Okay, now, immigration don't have time to look at videos, Imran. They only have time to look at pictures, not videos. Okay? Romian March, I did my interview 4 days ago, but they were waiting on my medical. How long do you think it would take for me to get an answer? I did my medical April 25th. Well, it's up to the doctor. What did the doctor tell you? Was there problems? What are they doing? Waiting on blood test results? What are they waiting on? What did the doctor say, or didn't he not tell you? My Zuheldi Juarez, my NOA2 was March 9th, but no answer from MVC. March 9th, so March to April, May to June. So by June 9th, Zuheidi Juarez, by June 9th, that you will hear, by June 9th or earlier, you will hear. So next month, okay? Then you will hear from the MVC next month. Brian, Diego, do you think it is taking a lot longer to process RFEs now than it did when you received one in the past? No, it took 2 weeks for mine to get processed. I received the RFE. I opened up my mail. I had my heart attack, like this, because I didn't know what an RFE was back then. I responded to it, and within 2 weeks, I got my visa approved. But but now today, I would say give it 3 to 4 weeks. So double up. 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks for me. Let's say 4 weeks now. Okay. So yeah, it's taking longer. Hannah 101. Yes, it is signed now. Thank you. There you go. So you're good. You got it covered. Now move on. Don't worry about it. You're good. Imran, I sent screenshots talking to her. Good job. That will cover you. Zuhaidi Juarez, hopefully, and thank you. God bless. God bless you also. Bless all of you. Whatever you believe in, whoever you believe in. Remember, this isn't a political channel or a religious channel, okay? But God is in control of my process, and whoever's in control of your process is up to you. But you just got to be relaxed and calm and work through it, okay? Janiela, should I schedule the medical exam when I receive my letter from the MVC? I would schedule your visa interview and medical exam at the same time, not on the same day, but during the same time frame. So, like in my case, Karina has to get a medical exam in Bogota. I don't know how busy the doctors are in Bogota. The civil surgeon has to be approved by the embassy, but I don't know how busy the medical doctor is. So you kind of have to work through that when you get to that point. Let's see here. But I would schedule the medical exam when you have scheduled your visa appointment. So that way you know when your visa appointment is, because the medical exam is only good for 6 months. Romian, the person that interviewed me said they have 1 month backlog. My interview was so easy, they just asked me like 4 questions. Yeah, they don't have time. Immigration officers don't have time to sit there and chit chat with you for an hour at an immigration interview in the embassy. They got a line of people behind you. What they do is they look at your DS-160. So when you go in for your visa interview, if you see that consular officer looking at the DS, looking at a computer, like I'm looking at my computer, right? Here's my keyboard. What they're doing is they're reviewing the DS-160. If there's any issues on the DS-160, that's when you're gonna have problems. No issues with the DS-160. You don't mess up the 4 questions they ask you. Boom, it's done. Boom, start planning for your trip out of your country. Let's see. So, Daniela, do you understand what I'm saying? Schedule the medical exam when you scheduled the visa interview. Try to get them all done, in like a month of each other. Romian, the person that interviewed me, 4 questions. Am I Iran? Hi, Diego. Hi, am I Iran? How are you? Now, don't disclose your location or city, but I know you're in Iran, okay? And you're a very brave person. And everybody on this YouTube chat, okay, knows you're a very brave person going through this process in a country like Iran. And we look forward to your arrival in the United States of America, where you will be secure and protected. Okay, I promise you. Let's see. So everybody say hi to M.I. Iran. She's very, very brave. Romian, my wife was beside me when I was being interviewed. Ooh, scary interview. Good job. Good job, Romian. Imran Hussein, my question is at first it's 13.5, now saying 16.5 months. Yeah, the only reason USCIS is saying it's taking 16.5 months at the service center in California and Texas is because they don't want you calling with questions. And if they put it 16.5 months as the window of time, you can't call till a month past. So it's 17.5 months. Okay. It's just basically putting a big block on their phone banks so they can process visas and not chit chat on the phone. 95% of all people that call USCIS have one question. What's the status of my K-1 visa? What's the status of my K-1 visa? Then the immigration officer has to stop what he's doing or she's doing, look up your case through your receipt number, and then say, your visa's in process as normal. Just wait for NOA 2. Your visa's in process as normal. Think of all of the time that is spent doing that, when that person needs to be looking at your visa saying approved, 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 not chit chat, chit chat, chit chat. Now, I know I'm tough, but I'm right. Okay, I've been through this before. When I did my first K-1 visa, I was always on the phone. I'm always on the phone. What's the status? What's the status of my visa? And it was the same answer over and over. Okay. Then all of a sudden I get my NOA 2. Then the MVC contacts me and we're done. And I'm thinking, why did I spend an hour or two waiting in line to talk to somebody at immigration? It's a waste of time. Don't do it. Just wait. Unless you have a big issue. If you have a real issue with your visa and you have to ask a question, call by all means. But if it's just to ask the status of your visa, don't do it. So disregard Imran, 16.5 months. Visas are getting approved in 13 months now. Am I Iran? I will go to Istanbul city after 7 days to meet my fiance. Oh, in Turkey. Very good. Turkey, beautiful country. They're in the middle of an election right now, I believe. They're trying to figure out who's going to be their prime minister or president. Ooh. And let's see here. Janiela, yes, I understand. Okay, great. Artur from Algeria. Reason so people stop calling USCIS and let them do their job and process. Exactly right. Exactly right. just imagine you working in a call center, answering the same question over and over again, punching in the receipt number. Your visa's in process. Your visa is over here in line or over here in line waiting for a consular officer to look at it. And that's what the person on the phone is going to tell you. Let's see here. Am I Iran in Iran? Let's see. You are always kind, Diego. You are an amazing person. I would say I understand what you guys are going through because I've been through it. It's actually my third time. I went through the K1 visa process first. Then she went back to her home country. Then she decided she wanted to come back. So I went through the spousal visa process. And then she changed her mind and didn't want to come back. So I divorced her and wiped my hands of that nightmare, not her, but the process, and took a breather, took time off, and then went back into the ring, got back on the horse, and looked for a new fiance. And I found beautiful Karina. Karina, she is such an amazing person, ladies and gentlemen. I love her dearly. I can't wait to marry her and give her my last name. I can't wait. We're going to get married on Navarre Beach, which is about 45 minutes from here. In the drive to the beach. I used to live on Navarre Beach, 7-8 years ago, but the traffic's horrendous. Everybody from California and New York are selling and moving here because they're sick and tired of being taxed to death. So they're moving to Florida where the cost of living is cheap and they have a better lifestyle. So all the traffic congestion gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So I moved to Central, my county. I moved to the central part of the Panhandle instead of being on the coast. I couldn't handle the traffic. Let's see here. Imran, if my fiance has no last name, is there a problem? No, it's fine. She has a name, right? She's not. You don't call her it. She has a name, and then in her custom of her country, that's her name. You're good to go. Don't worry. Ayandra Viana. Hello. Hey, Ayandra. How are you? Am I Iran? Diego, how much do I have chance to get my case number in 1 month? After 5 days, it's going to be 1 month. 3 months. Am I Iran? Relax. Give it 3 months. Don't stress it, okay? Close your mouth. Don't tell all your friends what you're doing. Don't tell anybody in Iran what you're doing. Keep it a secret. And then one day you're going to be gone. Poof. One day you're going to be in the USA on the beach somewhere, okay, relaxing, eating a hamburger from McDonald's. Yeah, unless you don't like McDonald's hamburgers. Let's see. Lala Casimova. Hello, Diego. We got engaged in Colombia. Beautiful. After 3 months of meeting in person, now we applied for K1. Do you think that was too soon? No. Could that be a problem? No. You met her in person, right? You got lots of pictures together. You love her, and you want to be together, and you want to get married. You're good, as long as keep the reason immigration gets a little concerned is if somebody has been to their country and spent like 5 days there. They've been chatting for a week. They meet once for a few days, and then they fly back and they put in a K1 visa package. It's just no evidence. There's no evidence of a relationship. So you're good. Let's see. Ishani Sakar. Hi, Ishani. Good to see you. Hello, Diego. Greetings. Today I just dropped in here to listen to your live chat for the first time. Well, Ishani, we're glad you're here. You're absolutely marvelous and so optimistic. Thank you for all of your videos. No problem, Ishani. This is a fantastic experience to be going through a K1 visa package process. You have met the love of your life. You want to get married. You've put together documents that prove that you want to get married. So it should be a happy experience, not a negative, horrible experience. There's lots of people in these Facebook groups with tears, emojis. Why? Why? You guys are going to get your visa. Now, the people that should be concerned are the people who are in fake relationships, in fraudulent visa processing. If you're in a fraudulent visa process, those are the people that should be stressing this, not you guys who are in a real visa process. You just got to wait it out. Archor asks Iran, when was your approval date? So Lala Casimova, congratulations on getting engaged in Colombia. Which part of Colombia? Were you in Medellin by chance, or Bogota, or another place? Christopher Brown, during the visa interview, are random questions asked? For example, what are your fiance's hobbies or favorite fruit? If so, how would the visa officer know the answer to the questions? Well, what the visa officer is going to do is look at the DS-160, and they're going to look at the form I-129F. In the form I-129F, when you fill that form out, you put in there the name of your fiance's mom, dad, where your fiance was born, where you were born, her date of birth, her mom and dad's date of birth, etc. So they're more inclined to ask questions about family, not so much favorite foods. Now, if they ask what's your favorite food, they could, then it's up to you to answer quickly. If you go, that's a problem, because you should know right away. If an immigration officer asks Karina, what is my favorite food in the world, she will say, Thai curry, red, hot, with rice. She knows that, because that's my favorite food. But I doubt very much you'll get that question. They're more inclined to ask questions from the DS-160 and from the I-129F, which is why your fiance needs a copy of the I-129F so she can study it, or he can study it. Let's see, what other questions? Christopher, did that help you? Tepra Odihambo. I filled my I-129 papers with a third name, but my passport and birth certificate has only two names. Will there be a problem? Do I fill the DS-160 with my two names on the passport and birth certificate? Yes, you fill out the DS-160 as per your birth certificate and your passport, and you'll be fine. Ayandra Vayana, tourist visa denied twice in 2021. Okay, that's normal. Is that the reason to deny my K-1 visa? No, no reason at all. It just means that immigration, okay, if you get a denial on a tourist visa, that means you don't have enough evidence to tell the immigration officer that you're going to come back to your home country, okay? It doesn't mean they don't trust you, but on a K-1 visa, that means you're going to the United States one way and you're not coming back to your home country. There's a difference. B2 visa means you leave your home country, come to the USA, you go back home. If they don't think you're going to come back home, if they think that you're going to stay in the United States and marry your fiance, or you don't have enough evidence that's going to keep you in your home country, then they deny the B2 visa. And they deny thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of tourist visas every day around the world, including my friend from Colombia. My friend from Colombia is a pastor in a church. He owns the church. He's very wealthy. He owns all these stores in Bogota. He's a businessman and a pastor. His family and his entire 3 generations of his family live in Bogota, and they denied him a tourist visa. He's like, what the heck? So he went to Brazil on vacation with his wife. He said, okay, I'll spend my money in Rio de Janeiro. And he had a great time in Brazil. And the United States lost out. He probably was going to spend 5 or 10 grand here, but he didn't. He went and spent it in Brazil because the immigration officer wouldn't give him a B2 visa. So don't worry, Ayandra, you'll be fine on your K1. If you qualify for the benefit, you're good. Does age matter? Imran, does age matter? No, age doesn't matter. 10-year age difference. No, that's no problem. She's 21 and I'm 31. Great. Perfect. You're going to make lots of babies and have a fantastic life together. No problem. If your relationship is real, if you got all the evidence in the world that your relationship is real, you'll get your visa. Don't worry about it. I was like, the first K1 visa I went through, I was 21 years older than my beneficiary. It got approved in 9 months. Don't worry about that. Okay. Just as long as you got strong evidence that you are in a real relationship with your K1 visa. Let's see. And I want to thank, I didn't thank Sheena. Like 2 weeks ago, Sheena posted a $10 super chat on here, and I didn't get to thank her because it was right at the end of the live stream. So Sheena, who's watching, thank you. I think you're watching. Thank you for that super chat. I apologize for not thanking you. I feel terrible about that. And all the super chats, all those donations. I'll probably go ahead and donate it to the orphanage in Bogota. Okay, let's see. No, don't worry about the age gap. Your relationship is real. You're good. Payari Mihak, my fiance is 14 years younger than me. He is in Pakistan. Great. Fantastic. You're going to have a fantastic life together. Ayadra, my city is Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro, yeah, Brazil. Beautiful country. It's beautiful. I want to go to Brazil so bad. Karina has family that live in Brazil. Remember, Karina's from Venezuela, communist Venezuela. Now, Karina is an entrepreneur. She's a capitalist. She's a conservative person, and she doesn't like the government putting its boot on her neck. And plus, they destroyed the economy. The Venezuelan economy was totally decimated by Maduro and Chavez. So she got out of Venezuela and got asylum in Colombia. Okay, and and her brothers and sisters got asylum in Colombia too. But she has aunts and uncles and other family members in Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Peru. They all get out of Venezuela, and it's very unfortunate and very sad for the people in Venezuela because there's no gasoline, there's no water in the hospitals, there's no medicine, there's no inflation is worthless. Do you know what Venezuelans use their bolivars, which is Venezuelan money? The Venezuelans in Colombia are making baskets out of Venezuelan dollars, bolivars, called bolivars, because it's worthless currency because inflation's so high. It's a horrible situation. And I'm just glad that Karina's in Colombia because I can't go to Venezuela. I don't think Maduro likes me. He would arrest me, I'm sure. Let's see here. Ayandra, thank you, Diego. No problem. Yeah, Rio de Janeiro. Vitor Saturnino. That sounds like an Italian name. I have a friend who is in the process and they are 42 years apart. Will they have a problem? No. There's no problem on the age so long as the relationship is real and they have evidence to back it up. Okay. If they don't have any evidence of a strong relationship, it doesn't matter if it's 1 year apart or 40 years apart. No evidence, no visa. Immigration only care about evidence, evidence, evidence. Evidence, evidence, evidence. Oh, hold on a second, guys. There we go. I hit something on my keyboard and messed up everything. Okay, let's see here. Payari, 14 years younger, but I have many pics with the family. Yeah, there you go. Pink Rose. Hi, Pink Rose. Hi, Diego. How are you? I am fine. I have a question. Can I use the copy of I-134 form because my fiance can't send me the original because of a mail issue? Okay. If you document that in a letter, affidavit, and explain that, then you can use it. But you got to have an affidavit written and signed saying that, explain that, okay? Because immigration want to see the original I-134 with this signature, with the pen ink, wet ink signature. But if you absolutely positively cannot get it to him or her, put an affidavit with it so that when he goes to the face-to-face visa interview, he can show the affidavit of explanation saying, I can't get the original. Here's the reason, but here's the I-134, and you'll be fine. But you got to explain it. You got to have evidence, evidence, evidence. Now, for my case, when I get the NOA2, whenever that is, I will wait a month here in Florida, then fly to Colombia. So let me explain it to you this way. Let's say this, right? It's going to take 3 months for the MVC to contact me when I get my NOA2 letter at a maximum, 3 months. So I get my NOA2 letter. I wait a month in Florida. I stay busy, still make videos for you. I'm never going to stop making videos. Wait a month, then fly to Colombia. And then I figure I got about, maybe 4 weeks to 6 weeks or 8 weeks left before the MVC contact me. And I'll be in Colombia. Then I can do the I-134 at the kitchen table in my apartment in Bogota. I pay for an apartment in Bogota and I pay for a house here. So please hurry up with this visa so I can not have to keep paying for 2 places to live. But it's okay. It's life, right? Okay. Imran, let's see. Hold on a second. Yeah. So Pink Rose, you got that. You understand that, right? Affidavit, letter of affidavit explaining why. Imran, Diego rocks. Well, I like blues guitar too. Ayandra Viana, I know a lot of Venezuelans here running away from their country. What is really sad is they are nice people and hard workers. They are hard working people. Karina can work 12 hours straight without a break at her job and not bat an eyelid. Okay, she is the manager of some ice cream stores, and she also has an education in tax accounting. She can work. I went to her work one day. I was in Bogota. Okay, and I accompanied her to work, and I sat on the bench and kept my nose out of her business. And she worked 12 hours straight, no lunch break, and amazing person, and didn't even break a sweat. They all work hard. They work so hard. Karina will be a fantastic benefit to the United States of America when she gets here. She's going to start her own business, okay, and I'm going to help her. I'll help her through the licensing and all that. And I have no doubt in my mind she'll become a millionaire in 5 years. Not because of her mind is positive and her work ethic is unbelievable. Hard work, and if you work hard in the United States, if you don't quit, if you work hard, maintain a positive attitude, you can be a millionaire. Look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. Look at him. He came to the United States with nothing, $10. He's a millionaire. He was a millionaire his first 2 years. He started a construction company. Okay, let's see here. So yeah, stay busy. In the meantime, Tepra. In the meantime, waiting for my fiance to come to Kenya. Okay, Kenya, beautiful Kenya, in November. As I wait for my NOA 2, hopefully early next year. My NOA 1 was 31 January 2023. There you go. So 2024, you will get your K1 visa and you'll be in the United States. Enjoy Kenya while you can, because go on a safari, go see the elephants and the zebras in the Serengeti. I would love to be able to do that. And the Kenyan food is good too. Let's see here. Ishani, thank you, Diego. My fiance and me will stand the test of time, and we are going to win and tie the knot by the end of the year. There you go. Positive attitude wins. Life in North Carolina. Hello, Diego. I'm still waiting for my NOA 2. Yeah, me too. My first NOA 1 was June 2022. How much longer? By next month. Life in North Carolina next month, July at the latest. Okay, unless there's no problems, you get an RFE. You could get an RFE, something silly. Doesn't mean you're going to be denied. No, it just will slow it down a little bit. I'm still waiting for my NOA 2. Yeah. Richard Italiano. Hey, Diego. Richard, you need to send your messages to me in Italian so I can understand your questions a little clearer in the YouTube. I speak Italian a little bit. Lala Casimova, thank you. We stayed in Bogota for a few days, then we went to a beautiful area called Capragana. Capragana, where's that? I haven't heard of that. I thought I knew Colombia like the back of my hand. I've been all over Colombia, but I've not heard of Capragana. Is that North or South Colombia? Richard Italiano, they take forever. I'm waiting for an embassy to contact me for an interview. Yeah, it's a slow process, but stay in touch with the embassy. Email the embassy once a month. Send them an email. Hello, embassy. This is me checking in. This is my case number. This is my receipt number, etc. Your case number from MVC. Imran, if K1 visa was July 2022, and how many months is now? July 2022. So by July 2023, you should hear. Couple of more months, not much longer. Richard Italiano, it's been 2 months. It's 2 months, yeah. It could be 6 months. But you just got to keep getting online and looking for an open spot. Keep getting online, looking for an open spot. Remember, there are still people from November and December 2021 who haven't got an NOA 2 letter yet. They have their NOA 1 letter, and they can't even get their NOE2 letter. Okay, those are the folks that I'm really looking at trying to help, as I'll help you guys too. But we got to get them guys over the finish line too. Every embassy is different. Iandra Viana, I hope we get our approval soon. Oh, absolutely. Everybody watching this right now, this video, everybody watching this video right now wants their visa today, including me. But we can't get it today. So what do? We stay busy, we stay busy, we stay busy. And stay positive right here. Positive attitude. Richard, I called the embassy, then there was a lady answer me and she said I have to wait. Yeah. What did I just say? You call MVC, they tell you to wait. You call USCIS, they tell you to wait. You call the embassy, they tell you to wait. So don't call. Just email. Email is more efficient. Send an email and say, hey, this is Richard. This is my case number. Any update, any information, what do I do? That gives evidence to the immigration people that you are staying in touch with immigration and your visa won't time out. You understand what I'm saying? Don't be calling them. Unless there's an emergency. If there's like a real reason you got to call, then call by all means. You know? Let's see. Richard, okay. There you go. Yeah, don't run up your phone bill. Just email them. And then when the embassy responds to you, print the email. Then you have evidence in your hand that you're staying in touch with immigration. Janiela, how can you do a video showing step by step how the I-134 is filled out? I made one of those videos several months ago. I don't know if you subscribe to the channel, but if you have, it's easier to find the videos on the I-134. But I can make another one if you want me to do that. You know, the I-134 is 13 pages long, just like the I-129F, and it's an easy form to fill out. It basically replaced the affidavit of support. In the past, it was called affidavit of support, but that's gone away for the K-1 visa. It's now the Declaration of Financial Support, I-134. It's all about you, Mr. Smith Sponsor, Miss Sponsor, not your beneficiary, but you include information about your beneficiary in the paperwork, okay? It's easy form, it's not difficult. Richard, because it said we're on the letter, I have to wait several weeks. Yeah, just wait it out, my friend. Greg Nelson, do you know if the Manila Embassy allows the petitioner to attend the interview? I think they do in Manila. I can't remember. I think they do, but don't take that as gospel because I don't remember. But I can find out. Richard, when I know in Bogota, I can accompany Karina to the interview in Bogota, Colombia, but in Manila, I don't remember. I think so though. Richard, when we got the letter from the MVC, it said, wait, yeah. Imran, if K-1 visa is approval and all things are done, can I book a flight from USA? Or you have to book flight in Pakistan? Does it matter? Okay, here's what I would do. Do not book any plane tickets until you have the K-1 visa in your passport. Here's your passport right here. Here's the passport, and you open it up, and right inside there is the K-1 visa. That's when you book the plane tickets. When Karina has her K-1 visa in her Venezuelan passport, I will then book a one-way flight from Bogota, Colombia to Miami on Avianca Airlines. Why Avianca? Because Avianca will let us fly with our cat. We have a cat we rescued from the streets of Colombia, Bogota, whose name is Tokyo. And he is basically in charge of the apartment in Bogota. I thought I was in charge of the apartment in Bogota. I thought I was running the show. No, the cat runs the show. Okay? So the cat, beautiful cat, is coming to the United States with us. And he doesn't need a K-1 visa, doesn't need a passport, doesn't need anything but vaccinations and a little health certificate. And we can get that done in Bogota. And Tokyo has no idea what he's getting into. Because here in Florida, out in the backyard out here, there are cats that like to roam around the neighborhood, and he's going to make lots of new friends if Karina lets him out of the house, which I doubt very much because he's a house cat. Are we having fun, guys? Are we happy? Are we motivated? Are we ready? Are you guys ready to get your K1 visa in your passport and get on an airplane? Because that day is going to be here sooner rather than later. Don't forget, you have to be COVID-19 vaccinated to get on a plane to fly to the United States if you are a foreign national. American citizens do not need to show proof of COVID vaccinations, but foreign nationals, you have to. And the civil surgeon will make the determination on that for children also. Let the civil surgeon make that decision. If you are watching me from Venezuela, and I know that there are some people watching me from Venezuela, you bypassed all of the government blocks on the internet. If you have a expired passport, you can still travel to the United States on a K1 visa, and your embassy interview will be in Bogota, Colombia. LK, for how long is the K1 visa valid before boarding the flight to the USA? 6 months. So when Karina's K1 visa is in her passport, the date of issue, it's good for 6 months from the date of issue. And what we might probably do is let's suppose she gets her K1 visa in, let's say, the end of November. We will stick around for Christmas and have one last family Christmas in Bogota. And then at the end of December, we fly to the USA. That's what our plan is, hopefully. But it's hard to plan around anything because we don't know we don't know right now. 6 months, okay? Greg, when we get her K1 visa, do we need a round trip or one way? One way ticket. Don't get a round trip ticket. If you get a round trip ticket, the Customs and Border Patrol officer will bring your fiance into a room with questions. Are you going back? Don't do that. One way ticket. Do not buy a round trip ticket. That's a red flag to immigration at the entry point, at the border entry point. Imran, she is missing me a lot. Oh yeah, everybody watching this channel right now are missing somebody somewhere. Okay, I miss Karina. She's at work. Does Karina have to work? No, she doesn't have to work, but she works to stay busy. Stay busy, stay occupied. Time passes. If you don't stay busy, if you just mope around the house, time goes by slowly. Haram Beats, if a friend is financial sponsor, is that okay? Perfectly fine, Haram, perfectly fine. If your friend is a financial sponsor, it's perfectly good, just so long as they meet the minimum income requirements. Imran, she cried yesterday when we will be together. Yeah, it's tough. It's not an easy process. But let me explain to you. Once you get through it, once your beneficiary steps off the plane and starts walking through the airport in wherever that is, LA International, New York, John F. Kennedy, Miami-Dade International, wherever you guys land in the USA, mid-central, Kentucky, wherever, all this stress will be gone. Then the next part of the process will kick in. You got to get married within 90 days. If you do not get married in 90 days, your beneficiary will be deported. Okay, so get married in 90 days. Here's what I recommend you guys do. Get married in 90 days. You got to do that. You have no choice. And then get your adjustment of status done in the 90 days before the I-94 times out. Don't forget to include in the adjustment of status the form I-94, which is the face-to-face legal entry into the United States by your beneficiary by Customs and Border Patrol. It takes about 10 days to 2 weeks to populate in their computer, but you don't adjust the status for green card without including that form plus the NOA2 letter and the NOA1 letter if you haven't lost it. But you definitely need to include in your adjustment of status paperwork your NOA2 letter, your I-94, your last tax return. Now, let's suppose in that you get a new job and your pay goes up, you have a pay increase, but you haven't yet filed your taxes. When you do the adjustment of status, the income that you make, you will calculate and include that on the adjustment of status paperwork. This is how much I make now projected for 2024. And then you back that up with evidence, with some pay stubs and with direct deposits on bank statements. And that way you may, that's the way to fix it if you make more money than what your tax return says when you file the adjustment of status. Let's see here. Greg has a question. Once she comes over on the K1, when can she go back to visit her family in Manila? Okay, well, here's what I would say to that. I would wait until she is a U.S. citizen before you leave the country or you have a 10-year green card. I recommend you do not leave the United States on a 2-year green card. It's a probationary green card. Don't do it. Get your 10-year green card first. If you have to fly back to your home country, I understand, but don't do it until you get your 10-year green card or you become a U.S. citizen. My advice to you is do not leave the United States on a 2-year probationary green card. Even with a advanced parole document, don't do it. Trust me, okay? Trust me on this one. I've experienced that, and it wasn't good. Don't do that. Let's see. Imran, Chicago City. Oh, okay. Keith Herod, my fiance receipt date is June 2nd from California. In July, yeah, let's start looking around the end of June, the first 2 weeks of July, Keith. Let's see here. LK, court wedding? Absolutely. A court wedding is perfectly good. Imran, we planned everything. Excellent. Blanca Grossling. Blanca, I finally made it to one of your live streams. Love your videos. I'm currently pregnant. Congratulations. And your videos give me some peace of mind that my fiance will be here soon. Well, Blanca, thanks for watching the videos. Thanks for checking in on the live stream. And congratulations on your baby on the way. And give my best wishes to your fiance. Fantastic news. Excellent. And we will help you through this process, okay? We'll get you through it. I'm sweating, guys. Look at all that sweat pouring off me. Let's see. Imran, she is coming from Pakistan, Islamabad to Chicago. Oh, okay. Now, what's the weather like in Islamabad? Is it cold? Is it hot? I can't remember the weather there. If she's going to go from a warm climate to a cold climate, she better be ready for a cold Chicago winter, my friend. Christopher Stout, mine was processed in November 2022. I met her in June 2022. Cases received and not being processed. I've got mine away in November. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so let's see here, November 2022. So you're a newbie, pretty much, Christopher. You're good. You'll be fine, okay? Blanca, thank you. You're welcome. And Christopher, yeah, well, Christopher, you'll be fine. You're at the beginning of the process, which is great. So just follow along with us, and we'll pull you over the finish line, okay? Not a problem. We're glad you're here. November, it was, that's an interesting month, Thanksgiving month. Christopher, hopefully I will hear something around August. Could be earlier. Remember, immigration just hired, last year, they hired 4,000 new people. And now this year, they're all getting trained up. 9 months ago, I said to everybody, I said, look, by the spring or summer of 2023, the immigration process from NOA 1 to NOA 2 will be 13 months. Back then, it was like 17, 18 months, 24 months. And everybody thought I was crazy. Diego, that can't be. That's impossible. Well, you got to just trust me, guys. Okay? Here we are, spring, summer 2023, and visas are getting processed in 12 or 13 months. Okay? There's a few out there from November, December 2021. And those are the folks that, should be calling immigration. They should be on the phone, blowing up the phone. Okay? Not me. Not the folks with 1 year in the wait line. I'm at 13 months. I'm not going to call them. Islamabad is 98 degrees. Woo! So it's nice and hot in Islamabad. Nice. Vanessa Robles. Hi, Diego. How should we dress for the interview? Business. Vanessa, This is a business interview. It's a job interview. Okay, no jeans, no t-shirts. Okay, minimal makeup, business attire. Okay, if you want to wear a business dress or a business suit and business slacks, that's perfectly fine. But don't wear mini skirts or high heels. Okay, you don't do that. Business. So you are going for a job interview. Think of it like you're getting a job at a bank. Greg Nelson, if I have 250,000 in the bank and have 500,000 equity in my house, but just retired and only have Social Security of 24,000 annually, do you think they will pass me for financial assistance? Here's the thing. All immigration cares about really is your income. And if your yearly income is $24,000 a year, then you need to, are you bringing two people? Is it two people, Greg? And I'll tell you, I'll help you here, okay? Because you can use your house as equity and your bank account as equity. And let's suppose you're $1,000 a year short, then you would take $1,000 times 5. So you got to have $5,000 of one person, okay? So actually two, you included as two people. So your minimum income, Greg, that you need to make for the visa interview is $19,720. So that gets you through the visa interview. Then when you get to the United States, you adjust the status, you got to make $24,650 a year to meet the minimum requirements. You are at $24,000, okay? So if you are $650 a year short, multiply that by 5. So you need to find $3,250 in equity somewhere to make up the difference, which you have in your savings account and which you have in your bank account. So, but here's what I would do. I would find a part-time job where I can make, $2,000, $200 a month to push you over the 125% income limit. So that, that will give you the cushion that you need of that $600 and something dollars. Okay, you can use your bank account and your house, and you'll be just fine. You have a lot of equity in your house. But what I would do is get a part-time job, working 2 days a week, something, make $200 a month, and then 200 times $200 a month, right? Times 12, that gives you $2,400 a year, plus your 24,000. That gives you 26,400. You're over the minimum, and you don't have to worry about your assets. Do you understand what I'm saying? Christopher Stout, I make $31,000 a year. You're good, no problem. For a family of 3, you have to be at $31,075. For a family of 2, you have to be at $24,650. Let's see. Imram, dress code for my lady. Business attire. Greg Nelson, do the account increase from the stock brokerage account? Yeah, absolutely. Income is income. If you are taxed on it, immigration will count it. If the IRS take it from you, immigration will count it. Chopper Harley, could you go over the port of entry process flying from Cambodia, so long 20-hour flight? Yeah, Chopper Harley. Once you leave Cambodia, okay, I don't know, you may have to fly through some other countries first. I'm not sure if there's a direct flight from Cambodia to the United States unless it's to New York City. But what happens is you'll get off the plane, your beneficiary will get off the plane, and there's 2 lines. This line over here is for U.S. citizens, because remember, you're coming in through international travelers, okay? There's a sign over here that says international travelers, U.S. citizens, and there's a sign over here that says green card holders, foreign nationals. Your beneficiary will be with you, and you will go through the U.S. citizen line. Do not separate from each other at the airport. Okay, let me give you my example. Karina and I land in Miami International. At Miami International Airport, there's a sign over here that says green card holders, and there's a sign over here that says foreign nationals, green card holders, and then over here it says American citizens. I'm an American citizen. Karina will be with me. My hand will be in her hand with our suitcase and our cat, and we will be going through the U.S. citizen immigration line. We will stand in line for an hour or 2 hours, depending on how busy and how many international flights landed that day at Miami. We will then come face to face with an immigration officer. He will look at my passport and he'll say, Diego, welcome back to the United States. And then he will look at my fiance, Karina, and say, you need to come with me. And another immigration officer will come over to her, Karina, and take her aside and put her in a room where he will interrogate her for about 15 minutes and open up that package that was sealed by the immigration office at the embassy. Okay? So Karina will sit down and go through a little interrogation. Are you guys single? Why are you here? And then the Border Patrol officer has the authority to block anybody he wants to come into the country. He has an authority to look at your phone. He may ask for Karina's phone. Karina, can I look at your phone, please? What's the password? And he'll look at her Facebook account. He might look at her Instagram account. He might look at her photos in her photo account. This is at the airport. Once the immigration officer is confident that everything is good, then Karina will come out of the office. I'll meet it back up with her, and then we will exit the airport, and then I'm going to rent a car, and we're going to drive home. It's that easy. Question from Blanca. How much is the income requirement for 4 people? Income for 4 people. I made a video about that. I can't remember off the top of my head. I got 1, 2, and 3, but I don't have 4. But let's see. I can look it up real quick. USCIS income requirements. So let me populate that for you real quick. Christopher, okay, thanks. Hopefully I will get my NOA2. Then I don't know what's the next step. When you get your NOA2 letter, I made a video called What Happens Next Once You Get Your NOA2. There's a video. You get your NOA2 letter. I made a video that says, what happens next? Now you have this. Okay, check out the video. It'll help you. Let me see here. Christopher, so I will have to fly at the custom border to meet her, or she can fly to my home state. Why don't you just fly to her home country and accompany her back to the United States? Go meet her and bring her to the USA. Don't let her travel by herself. Don't let her go through that immigration process by herself. Accompany her. When she has her K1 visa in her passport, fly to her country, meet up with her and bring her home. Dustin. Okay, let me see. I'm checking these income requirements here. For a family of 4, okay, for a family of 4, you got to make $37,500 when you adjust status for the green card. And at the face-to-face visa interview, you got to make $30,000 minimum. So $30,000 minimum for the embassy interview, and $37,500 when you adjust the status. And then you can bring in a joint sponsor if need be, or use your assets, use your cash in the bank, etc. Dustin, my fiance is in Venezuela. We are trying to figure out if we are eligible for the supported parole program instead of waiting for the K1. Don't do that, Dustin. Here's the thing with this, okay? You can get asylum for your fiance from Venezuela. You fill out the I-134A, not the other one. You do it online, okay? She comes to the United States as an asylum seeker, and then she is only allowed in the country for 2 years, okay? There's a minimum entry of 2 years. Now, if you guys get married, you can do that. Then you can adjust the status, but immigration will take a very hard look at that and think that have you met your fiance in person? Do you have evidence of you being to see her family? Do you have any evidence of you guys being together? Okay. Do you understand what I'm saying? No evidence of a relationship, no visa, no green card. You got to be careful. Don't use the asylum I-134A as a shortcut to bring her to the United States to get married. I could have done that for Karina. She could have already been here, living here. But we're going to go by the book. We're going to follow the rules of USCIS, because if you read carefully on the asylum paperwork, it says, do not use this process for any other reason other than asylum. So if she comes in on an asylum visa and then you guys get married, that's a red flag, and you're putting your beneficiary in jeopardy for her green card. I don't recommend it. Do the K-1. Follow the rules. Protect yourself. Protect her. By the time you file the K-1 visa, it'll be a lot quicker anyway. It's not going to be slow like it is now. Dustin, she was involved in a kidnapping a few weeks ago. What's your opinion on what we should do? She was involved. Was she kidnapped somebody, or somebody tried to kidnap her? What happened? Did she get in trouble with the police? If she did, it's going to show up on a police report on the police certificate. Imran, 100% in July, right? 100% for the in July. Blanca, sweet. I'm good then. Thank you for looking it up. No problem, Blanca. Yeah. Family of 4, family of 2, family of 5. Let me know if you want to know what the minimum income requirement is. Ask me right now and I'll tell you what it is. No problem. Niwa Rachel. Hi, Niwa. And where are you from? Which country? I can't remember. Let me know where you guys are checking in from so we all know where you're at. Nepal. That's right. You're in Nepal. I made a video about visa processing in Nepal. You guys are landlocked. You guys don't have a beach in Nepal. Christopher, when she stays at my house. Customs will knock on my door to check on her. They could, sure. They could come check on her, make sure she's there. If you're on a parole, come in on a parole, on asylum. Let's see here. Niwa, yes, we do not. No beaches, no. There's no beaches in Nepal. But it's a beautiful country. GS, hi Diego, I'm glad I caught you before bedtime. You are awesome. Now, GS, everybody, is in London, England. Beautiful England. I'm going to take Karina to London when she becomes a citizen of the United States. When Karina gets here, she's going to stay in the USA till she's American. She'll get her US passport, and then we can relax on this immigration stuff. All this other paperwork is crazy. We do have a bunch of lakes and river mountains in Nepal. Yes, Noah. Yes, it's a beautiful place. Andrew Bryan, does a single certificate required in Jamaica? No, it's not required, but I would get it. Anything that you can get to back up your singleness is good. Okay, I would get it. It's not required because you write a letter of intent to get married, right? When you write a letter of intent to get married, that's saying that you say in there that you're single and you're legally free and able to marry, and you will do so within 90 days, that you are an American citizen. That's all in the letter of intent to get married. But if you want to get a letter of singleness to back up that letter, I would do it. Let's see. Kansas City. Eric is in Kansas City. Hi, Salut Jallo. Hannah 101. I'm from Florida. My fiance is in Italy. Oh, Italy. Buongiorno. I love it. I lived in Italy for 6 years. I lived in Sicily for 3 years, and I lived in Sardinia for 3 years. Beautiful place. Salut Jallo. Hi, Salut. Christopher, thanks. You're welcome. Niwa. But we do have a bunch of lakes. Yep. Carlos Perez. Hey, Carlos. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Tú bien? GS. Yes, you remember me. You are welcome to be in London. I love London. It's the weather I don't like. But I love the British people and I love the country. I remember flying into London, into Heathrow Airport years ago, 1996, and everything was green. I'm looking out the window. I always get a window seat. I don't know why, I'm lucky, but I do. And everything was green. But it was raining, which explains why everything was green. But I love England. Fish and chips, Jaffa cakes. Oh, my. Fish and chips, pickled onions. My favorite. Let's see here. Niwa, you should visit Nepal. I am going to visit Nepal, Niwa. That's on my list. Eric, USPH, okay. Carlos Perez, hola. Regards from Dominican Republic. Yeah, 11 months into my K1 visa, and according to what I was reading, it is lasting 16.5 months. No, that's what immigration want you to think, so you don't call them. You should be looking at another 2 months, Carlos, on your NOA2. Jason, does the second letter of intent to marry have to be handwritten or be typed? I recommend you type it on a computer and sign it with a black ink pen and date it. Do specific wedding plans have to be book planned to get approved? I would write a separate letter of wedding plans. The only thing you're going to say in your letter of intent to get married is you're a U.S. citizen. You promise to get married in 90 days. Let's see, a brief outline of your relationship, how long you've been together. You guys are madly in love, that you promise to get married within 90 days upon her arrival in the USA. That's the letter of intent to get married. That's the basics of that. Because basically what it is it's a legal document that puts the immigration officer at ease to say that when your beneficiary gets in the USA, you guys are going to get married within 90 days. And then they make you write a second letter of intent to get married to bring to the embassy interview, dated closer to the embassy interview, to make sure you remember that. So the second letter of intent to get married can be handwritten if you want to, but I would type it up on a computer and sign it. And don't forget your beneficiary needs one too. Faris, do I have to have a full-time job? Can it be part-time for the K1? It can be a part-time job so long as you meet the income requirements. If you don't meet the income requirements, get a joint sponsor. LK, Smyrna, Georgia. That's right, in Georgia, I remember. Salut Jalal. Diego, hope now the process is getting faster. Yeah, it's getting faster. I'll make a video tomorrow about the April visas that have been approved so far, okay? For April, NOA 2 letters. March is all, and there's March too. There's March and April are getting approved like crazy. But I'm concerned about the guys in November and December 2021 also. GS, I prefer USA. I'm flying alone to my fiance in July to Arizona. Wish me luck. But I booked first class. Great job. He's paying, but doesn't know he's paying. No, he's paying. He better be paying. Karina doesn't pay for a squat. I pay. She's my prometida. She's my numero uno. Karina is my princesa, my reina. Okay. Let's see. Treso Salah, Diego, my fiance, is in Congo, waiting for NOA 2. Congo, very nice. You are our first guest from Congo. And this Treso, this is your YouTube channel, and we're glad that you made it from Congo and that you're able to join us. Welcome. GS, it's time for me to visit him. He's already come to London 3 times. Yeah, so you got 3 trips from him. Then your trip will be 4 trips. You're going to have all these boarding passes, his boarding passes, here, back, here, back, here, back, 3 times. Your boarding passes, there, back, 1 time. So you should have 8 boarding passes for your K1 visa package, plus all your photos together, all your receipts, dinner dates, and he better be buying everything for you when you come to the United States, to Arizona. He better take you to the best restaurants in town, okay, and get pictures with everybody, with his friends and family. GS, it's time for me to visit him. Yeah, he's been to London 3 times. Wow, woof! I'm jealous. I love London. Good night from London, everybody. Say good night to GS. She checked in and now she's tired because it's like late at night there. Faris, does not meeting the requirement affect the processing time? How do you mean not meeting the requirement? If you don't meet the requirement for the visa, you won't get the visa. It doesn't affect the processing time. Carlos Perez, Diego, my case of the K1 visa is from year 2022 and from the month of June. Yeah, I'm April. I'm waiting still also. Mine is April. It's 24 minutes past midnight in London, guys. Say good night to GS. GS, I'm going to bring Karina to London. We're going to stay for 30 days. David, hey, hello, Diego. The USCIS received our petition December 8th. So what do you think timeline would be from Medellin, Colombia? Now, and yet, yes, you have to have a second letter of intent to get married, David. Very important. You have a second letter of intent to get married, filled out and signed by you and your beneficiary, dated 2 weeks before the visa interview or a week before the visa interview. And if you are a December filer, December of 2022, so by December of 2023, by this Christmas, you should be hearing something. And your beneficiary will need to fly from Medellin to Bogota, Colombia, because the visa interview is in Bogota, Colombia. And right now it's taken about 2 months to get a visa interview scheduled. The hardest part about the process in Colombia right now is getting a doctor to get a medical exam scheduled. That's the hardest part. But by the time you get to it, hopefully things will be speeding up. In fact, they will. Samantha, if INOA 1 was dated July 2022, what would you estimate for INOA 2 be? I would say July of 2023. July of 2023. First week of August or in July. Greg, we have hundreds of pages of chats and emails since 2011. Very good. Just include whatever you got. Greg, put them into document protectors. Put the document protectors into a binder. Even though it says don't send binders, you need to protect your K1 visa package when it sits on a shelf at USCIS. And it makes it easier for them to mail it that way, okay? So David, yeah, Medellin, beautiful, part of Colombia. Samantha, thank you. You're welcome. Okay, guys, I've been chatting for 1 hour and 27 minutes, and I'm gonna log off here. The next K1 visa live stream will be tomorrow at 5 p.m. unless you think I should change the time. Is 5 p.m. good for you, or should I do it earlier, or should I do it later? Jason, when is the best time to submit the I-134 form? You submit that when you have scheduled your visa interview. Jason, when your beneficiary has a visa interview scheduled, then you fill out the I-134 and you get her the original signed. When I schedule Karina's visa interview at the embassy in Bogota, that's when I'm going to fill out the I-134. But that doesn't mean you can't practice and fill it out now and practice so you know exactly what's supposed to go in it. But just don't submit that one because it's going to time out from the addition date. Christopher, so I should receive my NOA 2 like around March of 2024. I would say so. Yeah, things are speeding up, definitely. LK, on second letter of intent to marry, do you write it to USCIS again? No, you're going to write it to the embassy. Your first letter of intent to get married is to the lockbox at Louisville, Texas. USCIS, Louisville, Texas. That's to your first letter of intent. Your second letter of intent to get married is addressed to the U.S. visa section. For example, Karina, addressed to U.S. Embassy, Bogota, Colombia, Calle 45, Bogota, D.C. D.C. is the district, blah, blah, blah. And then from petitioner, me, to U.S. Immigration Consular Officer, U.S. Embassy, Bogota. And then you write in your letter of intent to get married, and then include all the things you included in your first letter. I'm a U.S. citizen. I promised to marry Karina in 90 days. I'm still madly in love with Karina, et cetera, et cetera. I'm legally free and able to marry Karina. We're still single. I'm divorced. She's single. You sign it and date it. Okay, guys, I am out of here. If you want me to come back tomorrow, I'll be here tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Time, U.S. time, and we can continue. And if this time is good for you, I'll keep it at 5 p.m. If you prefer it to be earlier, I can do it earlier. Good night, Susie. Peace out, Christopher. And we'll see you tomorrow.